AOC in the last minute, what happened is that she switched to present instead of no. Apparently, she
No.
was gonna vote no. And of course,
And
Glenn
then
Greenwald.
released it.
Yeah, and then
Oh
she
yeah,
know
go.
she they put out videos of her like apparently crying, and then she released this huge like explanation, which I'll mention one or two things. But yeah, Glenn Greenwald also made a video before she actually put out an explanation. And the point he kind of it's called like two questions, but his main point is that AOC, you're a hypocrite. Because she told Tulsi Gabbard not to ever vote president, that fools do
Oh,
that or cowards do that. And she did the same. And then he also points out how, you go out there and you say you're against, you defund the police, you support defund the police, but then you vote for a bill that increases police funding and cap for the cap for yeah for the
I
capital.
I I must say, like as a person, look, all these politicians in Congress, I don't know any of them personally, but
I think people believe
AOC
you there.
keeps huh? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, but AOC seems to be living her personality a bit more online, and I cannot say how much I loathe her. I loathe her as a person, and it just disgusts me. People like her disgust me, and I'm gonna connect the whole Met Gala and this thing together and explain why if you want. But I don't know what's your take first.
That's a definitely good idea. No, I mean it's all show and stuff. So I'll just finish with my part to then pass it back to you. And of course, that
Yeah, yeah,
whole
exactly.
explanation that you put out, the 4 pages and stuff, as Glenn Greenwald and Aaron Matte pointed out, it doesn't actually explain why she voted present. The
It
only
does
the,
in a way, but
I didn't find that. I found one or
two
two things.
excuses. It gives two
Okay,
excuses.
no, I mean I did just like Glenn said, she does a good job of pointing out why they shouldn't be funding it, but then she voted present
She
anyway.
says
And let me just finish this. And then she points out how how much money is being sent for Iron Dome right here, like almost half as much as being like given over like a 10-year span. So it's a lot. So that was only one thing that caught my attention. And then the second thing that caught my attention was that she has this vague thing where she talks about community, like the whole thing that whole community
it,
part was such bullshit. I'm like, what are you even talking about? I've never been this confused. Like the whole community part was so annoying. But yeah, that's that.
well, again, to be fair to her, because I'm going to destroy her, hopefully, or at least try to dismantle her arguments later on. I destroyed this bullshit word. Sorry. But to be fair to her, she, in her 4 page fucking essay, in rambling essay, I think if you want to be very, very generous to her, she's pointing out to two reasons why she voted present. One was that the bill was rushed, so she keeps saying, "I tried to get more time to discuss the thing and all that." Two, the community wake thing you say, as somebody who's been reading this bourgeois sort of bullshit, sort of spin language for years, she's basically saying that I didn't want to divide my community by voting, like divide the left community, because leftist community obviously includes a huge number of Jewish people, because Jewish people have been Jews and Scandinavians have basically been people who have brought socialism to the US and have been one of the bigger supporters of not socialism, like leftist policies, let's say, right? So I think that's what she's referring to when the vague comments you say about community and all that. But that's that. So now, finishing, to be fair to her, I think she's clearly established herself through a series of actions, including the Met Gala dress thing and this thing with the crying, especially with the crying and the present vote. Not so much with, like, if she had voted yes and not cried, I would have not felt this much
Yeah.
disgust, in my view. By the way, Anna Kasparian and Nando Villa, if I'm not mistaking it, on Jacobin, in my view, they do this is somebody we criticized a lot, Anna Kasparian, but I think they do a great takedown uh, of her appearance,
Okay.
especially Nando. person. Sorry, I forget his last name. He has a very cute dog like yours, by the way. And they yeah, I think she's a creation of she has created herself for television, and it's obvious from that program she recently did with CNN, MSNBC, with one of them. And it's all a show. The Met Gala, like, go to Met Gala, like, there's this joke, there was this joke that there is more politics happening in the corridors of UN summit than actual, like, the meetings and all that. And maybe Met Gala is like that. You go there, you lobby some rich people to pay more taxes, whatever. But when you start putting tax the rich on your dress, when you vote present, which is neither yes nor no, and then you cry and hug people so the cameras can catch you.
Yeah.
Because we all can cry. We all fucking cry every night with fucking ice creams in a hot tub. We all do that, right? Because we all, like, the whole world is going through a depression crisis. But you are a congresswoman of the most powerful nation in the world, and you choose to cry and embrace people in front of cameras. So this is all a fucking act. And yeah, I cannot, like, even people like Mitch McConnell, who are far more, like, open about their disgusting and disgraceful views, I find them more tolerable, because there is something more. That's why I think some people, like, it's just, there's something more disgusting, more loathsome about people who are two-faced.
I mean, which really seems like being the case. So I mean, I agree with your take, because it really, like, the more we see of AOC and these concrete examples that you pointed out, she seems to be like, of course all politicians are show, but she's like, show plus. Like,
by the way, Chuck Schumer is somebody who's been in the pocket
plus
of Wall Street, like, he's been, but look at his performance, look at the way he presents himself, look at the way he talks, look at the way he maneuvers. At least you can say Chuck Schumer is a real fucking politician. He knows how to talk. AOC doesn't even seem to know her base. I don't know what the fuck I mean, she's doing it for the money, of course, but I think you could have played a longer game, at least you don't have to sell out within 3 minutes.
That's very interesting. You just said she doesn't know who her base is, because she's only had one election, right? She only had one election, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was before two. She had two, but the second one was very soon after the first one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but the thing is, unless there is a real surprise challenger in the New York primary, if you win the Democratic New York primary, you have that job for the rest of your life, pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like Crawley.
But it'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see if any sentiment, how much they've changed. Because of course the first time she got voted up, and the second time she was voted too. The first time she had no history. There was nothing on her, and she ran as this super leftist. So it'll be interesting to see really where she's at the next time that she does election.
But the long-term effect of politicians like her are that the people who voted for her and brought her to office by coming out for the first time and
will double down.
Crawley will be disappointed in politics and will say, okay, we came out, we voted for this young person who claimed to value everything we value, but she betrayed everything within 3 years. So why should we even vote for somebody new? So even if you have somebody who's genuine and who's gonna stick to their principle, I don't know, people are gonna come out and show up again. I don't know. She's the worst of the worst. People like her cause the most long-term damage to politics, in my view, more so than people like Mitch McConnell, who at least serve their base, even if their base is like 3 billionaires in Texas.
I see. No, fair enough. Their point taken. But
So
Yeah, I think I
yeah,
guess you loathe AOC, I think just as much as Glenn Greenwald, or
not
maybe.
not AOC. Look, I
Yeah.
want to make this clear. Julian Assange makes this. I don't know AOC personally. She's seems like a very pleasant person. I'm sure if we were in a gathering together, very pleasant, nice person. But
Possibly.
yeah, the her actions as a politicians are, in my view, are very negative and loathsome. That's all. It's
Yeah.
just,
So
yeah, I
far,
don't want to. This is not a personal. I don't know anything about anyone's personal life, so yeah.